my fellow comic book collectors, it's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is the finale. This is the end of this massive unboxing with lots of Grail books. It's not my biggest unboxing, but it has a lot of high quality books. And this video will have some pretty great books in it. So we're going to start out, it's all slabs, so it's these slabs and a couple more. I'm going to start out with a little bit of a interesting book. I picked this book because it was very affordable. So sometimes I like to find just cheap slabs on my comic shop. So what I'll do is I'll go to eBay and I'll find an item that's my comic shop. So I'll go into their store on eBay. And on eBay, you can reorganize based on price. And I'll just search CGC. And I'll find all their cheap slabs. And then I go to my comic shop and I'll buy a couple of their cheap slabs where it's actually cheaper than the cost of slabbing the book. And that's what this book was. I just thought it was an interesting looking one. And I don't buy them all, but I buy the ones that look interesting. I thought this one was interesting. So this is Abigon. And it's just a 9.8. It's a non-numbered book from Image Comics from 2000. I just thought it looked kind of interesting. That's why I bought it. And it's a black cover. So to get these in a 9.8, I figure it must be fairly challenging. So yeah, I just thought it was a cool book. Yeah, 9.8. There's the back. It's a Jimmy Robinson cover too. Okay, so that's that was the affordable one. And actually this next one is another one that was, when I was searching, I sort of found this book and I was like, oh, this is actually a pretty cool book to have it be a very affordable one. So this is Dazzler #1, but this is not the normal Dazzler #1. This is actually the Error variant. Okay, so I'll pull it out of the plastic. So on pages 24 and 25 of this book, they were printed without color. That was the issue. That was the error. So most of the Dazzlers had the color on those pages, but this is one of those ones where it was just a error in the printing, and there was no color on pages 24 and 25. The first direct distribution comic by Marvel too. I didn't know that. That's a bonus. So this is the first direct edition Marvel comic. Who knew? I didn't know that actually. So that's actually really interesting. And it's a Bob Larkin cover. I really like this. I always liked Dazzler #1. I always thought it was a cool book. So this is Dazzler #1, the Error edition. I have the regular edition as well, but this is the Error edition. And you can buy 132 Roman soldiers as well for only $2.98. Wow, what a deal. Okay, so Error edition. I like these kind of interesting books that have, like, you know, some kind of flaw or some interesting little thing about it. Okay, so now we get into some better comics. So the first one is Planet Comics number 38. And I was actually mistaken when I said some other book was the first cover appearance of this character. Well, this is the first cover appearance of Mista. Mista the Moon. So yeah, this is her first cover appearance. So yeah, that's her right there, Mista the Moon. She's kind of a cool character. You know, this kind of sci-fi stories, and she'd go around, you know, fighting bad guys and, you know, saving planets and stuff like that. So this is Planet Comics number 38 from 1945, and it's actually a reasonable grade for it. This book was in that auction that my comic shop had, where it just had so many great books. I went hard on this book because I really wanted to get her first cover appearance. So yeah, and it's a really great cover too. It's very good, very, you know, very nice cover of her as well. Very good first cover appearance. So this is, I don't know who did the cover though. I'm not sure if it's Lily Renee or not. But the artists within Planet Comics were like Joe Doolin, Lily Renee, who else? Lubbers, maybe. Yeah, so they had some pretty great artists that would do work on Planet Comics, and this is just one of those great sci-fi golden age covers. Next is Star Wars Rogue One. Okay, this is the Star Wars Rogue One adaptation, I should say, adaptation comic. And this basically features the first appearances of many of the characters that were in Rogue One. Well, with they did like a TV series for like a prequel to Rogue One, and it was actually fairly well received. And this has those characters' first appearances. So, you know, just a cool Star Wars key, 9.6, not a 9.8, but, you know, 9.6. Sometimes getting the 9.6, much more affordable. So, yeah, so this is a Phil Noto cover. So, kind of cool book. If you like Rogue One, which I actually thought was a good movie, I really enjoyed Rogue One. There's a couple of things that I thought were silly in that movie. A quick movie review. Rogue One, there's just one scene that I thought was, oh my goodness, what are they, where it didn't make sense. But it was like, it was a movie plot device. So I thought the movie was excellent, but the one scene that bothered me, and this is just because I'm a technical, geeky nerd guy, okay, is they have to download the blueprints to the Death Star. Okay, that's what they're doing there, and they basically have it in the machine, and they're sending the blueprints so that they can download it, and it takes, you know, I think they need an hour or something to download it all or something like that. But if you know anything about computers, like you know, if you had even a dial-up connection, like, which is like the most primitive connection that we can think of for internet, you could probably download the schematics of pretty much like any building or any like very advanced technology, like a whole bunch of technical schematics or blueprints, probably in a couple minutes with dial-up. This is supposed to be like a highly advanced society, like, you know, it should take seconds, like not even seconds, milliseconds, like microseconds to download the schematics for just a space station. Even if it's a complex space station, it wouldn't be that much information. It'd probably be very little information, probably a few, maybe at most a few megabytes worth of content. So it's just one scene that bothered me, and I could tell that the reason they did it though was they needed to, you know, have it so that they have time for things to go wrong, and, you know, fight scenes and all that kind of stuff, so that they have to delay the downloading of this top secret information. So it was just something that I thought was kind of silly at the time, but you know, but it was a good movie. I enjoyed the movie. I really did. It just, I get bogged down by some details sometimes. Okay, this next book, I've been wanting this book for a while. I just love the cover. This is Donald Duck, and this is 4-color 199, and I think the slab is broken. Oh my goodness! I can see that. You can see little chips. Those, and the corner is broken. Oh, it happens sometimes when you get things shipped. Things break. This got broken. You can even see, actually, even on this corner. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this one got broken. I really was looking forward to this book too. Such a shame. Okay, well, it happens. It is what it is. There's no way I'm not going to be able to get my money back on this one, but it is what it is. It's a broken slab. But the cool thing about this book, just so you know, not only does it have this really great Donald Duck cover, but it's Carl Barks' art throughout, and also his story. So it's a great book for Carl Barks collectors. Carl Barks is kind of the premier artist for Donald Duck and Scrooge. So just a really great book. Donald Duck Sheriff of Bullet Valley, Huey, Dewey, Louie appearances. So Carl Barks story, cover and art from 1948. And this is 4-color, $1.99. I'm really upset that it's, I'm actually very disappointed here that it's, that the slab is broken, but not much I can do. Oh well, so frustrating. Okay, next book. This is actually a really great book, and it's not broken, so that's a good sign. So this is Black Cat Mystery number 31, and this is actually a pretty major key in terms of, it actually made my top 10 list recently, because somebody had paid pretty big money for this book in a lower grade, much lower grade. They paid about 3 times what I paid for this book. I think it was like a 1.0 or 0.5 or something, and they paid, like, as I said, maybe 3 times what I paid. So I got it. This is a pretty good deal on this one. So this is Black Cat Mystery number 31. The thing that's important about this is it's Black Cat Mystery. So before, like 2 issues before, in Black Cat Mystery Black Cat, it was actually Black Cat number 29. It's actually a really great cover, Black Cat 29, by the way. It was really a superhero story book. So from 1 to 29 was all Black Cat with this character that's a superhero. She's like a Hollywood celebrity action character, and she does judo in order to beat up bad guys. Well, then they switched it in issue number 30 to Black Cat Mystery. And she was still on the cover. They hadn't quite gone all horror yet, so she was still on the cover. Well, this book is when it goes full horror. So you see that it's got the Black Cat, but now it's a very much horror comic. Later on in this run, you get some major horror, Precode Horror covers. So this was kind of the book marks the turning point for this title, where it became much more a horror or Precode Horror style comic. So this is actually kind of a major key for that reason. It is Rudy Polis and Manny Stallman art, and it's from 1951. So Black Cat Mystery, and there's some major grails in the Black Cat Mystery run when it becomes a mystery title, where it's got some pretty good Precode Horror covers. Okay, next book. This is a really interesting one. This is actually a bit of a controversial comic. Controversial in the age. So this is Blue Bolt volume 6, number 6 from Novelty Press. And this is like a transvestite. The boy is, he's dressing up like a girl. And I'm not sure why there's this guy behind him, like, looks like he's going to attack the boy. I don't know what that is, but so that basically the boy is dressing up like a girl, and it's like, oh my goodness. So that was kind of seen as very controversial. Probably even be controversial today, to have this kind of boy dressed up as a girl. So this was a very controversial cover, kind of a classic cover for that reason. So this is Blue Bolt, volume 6, number 6. That's the Blue Bolt series had that kind of weird numbering system, like where they would have like, I think it was like 6 issues per year. So you'd have like, so this is this really issue number 36, if that makes sense, where they would do 6 issues per year, and then they would start a new volume, and then so forth. So Blue Bolt number 6 from the 6th volume. Okay, so now the big comic at the very end, and sadly it's not a super high grade copy, but I was excited to get this book because it is a rare book, is Web of Evil number 5. And this is considered to be one of the great execution covers. And it's in a 0.5. It's missing the centerfold, I believe. Cover detached and completely split. Large pieces missing from second page, effects story incomplete. So it's not missing any pages per se, but it's missing a chunk out of one of the pages, I guess, inside. But the cover is actually reasonably good. As I said, it's a spine split, so you can see, if you look at the spine, not so good, but the cover presents really well. And that's what I was going for in this book, that it presents really well, and it shows the electrocution cover. It's one of the, I would say there's 3 main electrocution covers for the Golden Age. It'd be this one, it'd be Suspense Comics, not Suspense Comics, Strange Suspense Comics or something like that, number 11, I believe. And then Captain Marvel Jr., number 119, I believe is the number. And I might be wrong about the numbers. I'm trying to guess. I try to remember the numbers. I always mix up the numbers after a while. But I think that's the right numbering. And that's also a great electrocution cover. But the reason I say that those 3 are the kind of main electrocution covers for the Golden Age is they're the ones that really put the electrocution in the foreground. Most electrocution covers have it where it's kind of more in the background, or a little bit not so dominant over the page. But this is definitely one of the great electrocution covers, and it was the last one I needed to complete that little trio of electrocution covers. So yeah, so this was Web of Evil number 5. Just a great book from 1953, and it's a Jack Cole cover. He's a great artist from the Golden Age, Jack Cole. And you can learn how to hypnotize people on the back, which is very important. So, you know, if you don't electrocute them, you can hypnotize them. So, very cool. And it's a great one because, you know, the reason I like this one especially is he's like laughing at the face of death. He's going, ha, ha, ha. It's just a great cover. I love this one. So this was my big book that I was super excited to get. This book usually goes for $1,000+ in this grade. I got this for $300, so I was super excited by that price. I was shocked that the bidding stopped. I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna get this book for a really great price. I think what people were trying to do, what the guy actually did when I was bidding on this book, there was one other guy that I could tell he was kind of gaming it a bit. And what happened was I put a fair bit, I think $600-700 to like really make sure that I would not lose it. And what I noticed somebody doing was they would test bid to see if they could find out what my top thing was, to see that, you know, to try to pop over it. But I still managed to win it, so I was quite happy. So this is Web of Evil number 5. So I was quite excited about that. And that is the last book for this unboxing. So I hope you enjoyed all these comics that I showed in the course of 8 videos. You know, I was pretty excited about this unboxing because there were so many big books that I had purchased. You know, like just so many great ones, and I recommend you go check out the other videos, because it's like every video I show at least 1 or 2 major books, grails, really grails. Like this is a grail for the electrocution covers. It is like a major book. You know, so check out those other videos, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And please give me a like, comment below what you thought. Which book did you like the best from the ones I showed? I'd love to hear people's feedback, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.